Alright, we're going to take a look at these tiny AK-47s. These are made for the 1/6 scale figures or dolls or G.I. Joes, whatever you want to call them. A couple of these, though, are made out of both metal and wood, and they're very accurate. This one's plastic. I guess we'll take a quick look at that, but the details on these ones that are made out of metal and wood are just awesome. So let's start off with this one. We know it's Chinese because of the folding spike bayonet. And if we take a look at that bayonet, if this camera will quit fighting with me on the focus, that is as detailed as can be. It's an actual tri-sided spike. It has the working latch here. The front sight block and bayonet lug are all dead on. We've got the little cleaning rod, which there's not much to a cleaning rod, of course, but it looks like that one's even removable. I haven't really tried. Going back to the gas block, it's all good to go. We've got the gas tube with the exhaust holes in it and the actual wood hand guards there. Of course, it's got the little notch for the bayonet to go into. Again, everything on here is metal and wood, except for the sling, which is nylon and leather. But the sling mount there is dead on. Back here, dead on. Trigger guard. The mag catch is, I think I broke the spring on the mag catch, but it works pretty good. The magazine has actual rounds in it. They don't work great, but they have an actual follower, floor plate, mag body and everything. A couple of these mags, though, are just sort of for looks. They're solid plastic, I think, but they give you the right idea. But that mag is good to go. We've got rear sight, which is just molded into the back of the sight block, but very detailed. Even has some detail to the increments and everything. We've got a working selector, trigger. Like I say, I think I broke the spring on this thing. Then we've got the working carrier, and then the screws and everything are dead on. Let's see if we can poke into that cleaning hole. No, there's a hole for the cleaning kit, but no hole for it. So pretty dead on. Really like this one. Of course, it's got the spike, so what's not to like? What's not to like with a spike, right? So that's the Chinese, and probably my favorite of the two here. And then we've got this one, which I don't know what it's supposed to mean. Get that sling down. This thing, I guess, it's either, I guess it's Russian. It's hard to say. Maybe it's Bulgarian. Starting off at the back, though, since this just fell off, we've got the rubber recoil pad that you would have for a grenade launcher. It's even got the little arches there for the underfolder type of stocks. Starting at the front on this one, it's a standard AK-47 milled, and has the AK-47 style bayonet. This is, again, metal and wood, everything on here. This one has a little more crude sling, but it actually has the little clip and the loop that it would, or the D-ring that it would hold on to. A leatherish looking sling with the catch, or whatever this thing's called on a sling, and then an actual, fighting out of focus again, an actual attachment there on the receiver. We've got the pistol grips, look awesome, screws and everything. Again, with the stock, the tangs and everything are pretty accurate. This one has its trigger guard kind of smashed, and I don't know if I did that or if it came that way. If we take the mag out of this one, we do have a working, well, that's kind of jammed up. We have a working mag catch here, so if I pull that in, real working lugs, again, followers, floor plates, springs and everything, legit mags. The ones that are European have the rib on the back, while the Chinese are ribless, just like the real deal. But this one, if we start going a little bit closer, I mean, that's all been pretty neat, real accurate and to scale and everything. But let's keep going. We've got the working selector and charging handle on the bolt carrier. Same thing, just a molded rear sight, but it looks a lot better. I think it might actually be a couple of pieces. Again, if we look at, I don't know if I mentioned on the front sights, they have front sight posts. They have the little pin to drift. Pretty close. They've got the muzzle nut, sling attachment there. And like I say, it would be really cool just to see all this detail, but let's keep going. We can, it's kind of already pushed in, but we can push in the thing there. We get a working real life dust cover. We can pull out the real life spring and retaining latch, or whatever that's called. Then we've got the carrier, comes out on actual rails. There are actually rails here that it rides on, and there's actually a notch in the back. You can kind of see where they're kind of polished up a bit. We've got the gas tube there. We've got the barrel underneath. Now, even though these mags have working rounds in them, I haven't ever tried to chamber it, but I probably need tweezers to try to do that. But how is that awesome level of detail there? That is really neat. I haven't done it, but this little thing here moves, so I've wiggled this, and I'm just not sure. I don't want to force anything because it is so tiny, but it seems like that's a separate gas tube. And that means, I mean, obviously this is wood and this is metal, so that means the wood goes on there probably real similar. So everything about these models are awesome. They're not always on eBay, but you can find them. I think they're called Tylite or Tyolite. I don't really know how to, oops, I guess it's not focused. This Tylite or Tyolite is the place that makes them. And there might be others. I'm not an expert on them, I just have these two. But I suspect there's a bunch of them because I've seen others that are real detailed too. It obviously doesn't shoot or anything, and it's nowhere near as good as the, some of those that are made for, unknown amounts of money. But these they're under $100, but they're not giving them away. I don't know if everybody's interested in something like this, but obviously if they're gonna sell a miniature metal and wood AK-47 bayonet, then I'm buying it, and pretty much the only way to buy the bayonet is to buy the rifle with it. Figured it was still worth it just to have such a neat little thing. And if you agree, leave us some comments wherever you happen to see the video. That'll be about it. I guess I'll just real quickly say this one is similar, a lot cheaper. It's just solid plastic basically. It's got this stock. It's a toy. It's a G.I. Joe toy. Maybe a little bit nicer than the ones that come in the package, but not much better than that. Had to get it because of the bayonet, but it's just here because it holds the bayonet. But the metal and wood ones are awesome, and I think there is a underfolder version of these, which I just ran out of money before I could afford to buy something like that. But these are the ones that I do have. Again, hope you're as interested in them as I am. I think they're great. Let me know what you think, and as always, thanks for watching.
The guys and gals of GunWebsites.com encourage you to take a CCW class every year, practice at least once a month, and carry every day. Thanks for watching GunWebsites.com.